One, two, three, four. Hey, everybody. Hey, everybody.
Good afternoon. It is Saturday, May the 16th. I am Bruce Leonard, of course. Thank you for tuning in to Bruce Leonard Leans Left. While it's still legal. It's still legal today. I know we ask this all the time, but it's a fluid situation, and you don't know from day to day or whatever. Trump's going to wake up and it isn't illegal. According to the counterterrorism strategy, soon it will be. But I'm going to keep plugging away here regardless. And it is Saturday. And so joining me as always is my friend, the host of the History on Fire podcast and Arizona State history professor, Daniele Bolelli. How are you, my friend?
Good. How you doing?
I'm well. And what's going on?
But yeah, you're correct. That will jail anyone we don't like statement was a little concerning regarding political freedoms.
Not even that. We will hunt you down and kill you.
yeah, sorry. Jail is for losers.
It's the actual quotes that were used. I'd like to say that I was exaggerating about that, but I'm not.
No, I know. I read it. I mean,
it's in black and white writing. Like,
we live in a strange world.
Did you not see there was a congressional hearing in the one of these guys from the FBI said was on in front of the Congress, and the Congress asked him what their priorities were, and he said, right now our number one priority is Antifa. and he goes, all right, well, where is Antifa headquartered?
I know. Of course. Like, number one priority is Spider-Man. It's like, okay. Yeah. No, it's funny how things have changed. I was reading yesterday, I was working on a Patreon episode on a story that I'm not sure if you're familiar with, because it's not a super famous one, but it's disturbing as hell how for decades through the 1900s, and it ended only like in the 1970s, in these hospitals that are the ones catering to the Native American population, on a routine basis, there was the forced sterilization of Native women, where they would be shoved an informed consent right after they come out of surgery, or, like making it look like it's some other document that, bureaucracy that you sign without even signing. And before you know it, you went in for whatever surgery you were doing or for childbirth, and then they tied your tubes, and now you couldn't have kids anymore. And it was, normal. It happened a lot, like probably tens of thousands of times. And then, eventually, because of the climate changing in the 1970s and with more publicity surrounding it, it became a big scandal and they stopped doing it. And I was thinking about it, like, if something like that came out today, other than, some people on social media going, oh, this is terrible, this shouldn't happen, would it really create any kind of policy change? Because, those kind of policy change exist if somebody feels embarrassed, feels like, oh, shit, we got caught doing something that doesn't look good. But we seem to have removed any kind of embarrassment from anything, really. Like, you can say and do the weirdest thing without repercussions, that it makes me wonder, like, if something like that comes out today, does it really change anything?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
Sadly.
That's
I mean, there might be like a cursory statement of like, oh, we were sorry, but as a matter of fact, maybe not even that. We're off the chain of.
I know.
I wanted to ask you a question, because I've never had the opportunity to live in another country, so I don't know what it feels like. But when you lived in Italy, was there ever a time like this where you were like, these fucking people are lying about absolutely everything all the time?
Yeah, I think the difference was, and I think that's what's kind of unique about right now, is that he wasn't proven. He wasn't obvious. He wasn't like, he was alleged, likely, possible, but he wasn't like black and white where you caught somebody with their hands in the cookie jar. You know, if you did, then there would be a real scandal and there would be consequence. It was always like one step before that, where you know that their hands were in the cookie jar, but you couldn't point it. Whereas now we seem to have removed any problem from that equation, you know, where it's like, no, it happens, it's how it is, and there doesn't seem to be a consequence.
No, but I mean, like Trump lies on a level I've never seen before.
Yeah.
For instance, he said at least 10, 12 times that, oh, Iran wants to make a deal. Or like yesterday, let's take yesterday, for example, right?
Yeah.
He comes out of the Chinese meeting, right? Immediately goes onto Fox News, which he always does, right? Because they let him fucking spew whatever bullshit he wants. And he says, oh, Xi offered to help us get Iran, but we don't need help. And Xi offered this and that and the other. And none of this is confirmed by the Chinese government. Most of it probably is completely made up.
Totally.
It's not. It's like these deals. He said numerous times that he's had trade deals. He's had other deals. They've never come to fruition.
Don't exist. Absolutely.
So he's just making it up.
Yeah, absolutely.
I've never seen this level of dishonest shitbaggery ever in my entire life.
Totally, because usually there are consequences, you know. Usually if you get caught, now it's a scandal, now it's a problem, now you're proven as a liar, now it kills your credibility, now they want your head in an impeachment process. There are no consequences. You can do whatever, say and do whatever you want with zero consequences. And part of it is that tells you how shit the opposition is, you know. Part of it is he has built a cult where he can do no wrong. And part of it is the opposition is ridiculous. You know, it's like barely having an opposition.
Right? Did you see today the Democratic governor of California gave clemency to that woman Tina Peters that was in jail for trying to rig the election in Colorado? She was in prison.
Yeah.
The Democratic governor gave her clemency.
Wow.
He said, "Oh, she admitted that she made a mistake." You know, it's what the fuck, dude. There's all kinds of people in prison that would, if you asked them, would say, "Yes, I made a mistake." Are you gonna let them all out too? Like, what the fuck is going on? And like you said, the Democrats kowtowing to Donald Trump.
Yeah.
It's like,
no, it's pathetic. It's really pathetic. That's so. Yeah, I think that's kind of where we're at. You know. Doesn't seem to be consequences, or doesn't seem to be nothing, you know, literally, like you can, if he was busted on tape doing the most atrocious thing in the world, I don't think anything would change.
So why do you think that they're still hiding those files? Why don't they just put them out and get it over with?
I mean, might as well not chance it, you know. You never know if, maybe unlikely but possible, there actually is a breaking point with the American public. There probably isn't, but why poke the bear? You know, why take a chance? So no, keep it hidden if you can, and just avoid, you know, you never know. But basically by now we have pushed the line so far past what anything would think would be the point where people lose their mind and rebel, that I don't think that point even exists, but, you know, just in case, you don't want to cross it.
What do you think? Like I said, what do you think that people like Xi think when they have a meeting or something, and then you see him go out on TV and just spout a bunch of total bullshit? You know,
I mean, I think from Xi's point of view is simple. Is the guy's an idiot. He still has some institutional power because he's still the president of the United States, but he's a very manipulable, how do you say it? Somebody easy to manipulate, basically.
Right.
Idiot. So it's, you know, it's, throw him a party, have some Chinese student jump around cheering, tell him you're the greatest in the world, and then get what you want from him, which is pretty much, they are all playing him like a fiddle, because he's so easy to manipulate, because with him everything is about just his ego and nothing else. My favorite was when even he couldn't avoid looking at when she was like, referring to the US as a nation in decline, and Trump was like, I agree, but clearly he was referring to the Biden years, not now when we are this fantastic. And it's like, oh my God, that is so sad.
It's it is, but the fact that there's a cottage industry
Yeah.
designed. It's not even the
Yeah.
cottage industry. It's a full-on industry with the TV networks and everything designed to convince you that
Yep.
this is not what you see.
Mm-hmm. Of course.
Is to me that's the most mind-blowing part of the whole thing.
Yeah.
It's like, dude, the Fox News machine, all that. Like, until that's dismantled, we're in big trouble.
Oh yeah. No, I mean it's and you're dealing with the fact that we have an electorate that's monstrously uneducated, and and that's where it's at.
How do you think you can get out of this? I mean,
I don't know.
people keep like people keep acting like when Trump is gone that everything's
Yeah.
going to like just naturally revert back to normal, and I don't
No,
believe that at all. Like, you've let Nazis out of the box,
no.
and these Nazis are and they have tasted power.
Totally. And
They're,
you realize that what you thought were limits are not really limits. Like what you can get away with is 100 times more than what you thought you could get away with before. It's kind of like, you push the envelope. Oh, there was no backlash. Or, I mean, yeah, theoretical, but there's no consequence. Push it more, push it more, push it more. Then you're like, maybe nobody's home. Maybe I can get away with anything I want. And I think that's the message that has been sent by now across the political spectrum,
I've always thought that we brought this on ourselves by letting, like you said, by letting people get away. Like, remember the Iran Contra thing?
Sure, of course.
Right?
I mean, that should
they
have been.
sold weapons to
Yeah.
an enemy of the United States
Yeah,
under
yeah,
the
yeah.
table, didn't
Yeah.
tell the Congress,
Mm-hmm.
took the money and
Mhm.
used it to fund the Sandinistas or whatever.
The Contras,
Or
yeah.
the Contras, yeah. I'm sorry, against the
Indirect,
Sandinistas. I'm sorry, I got that confused.
yeah,
But I'm
yeah.
saying, you would think that that would be something that the president would be impeached, the people involved would go to prison, and nothing happened whatsoever.
I mean, technically, when you think about it should have led to that penalty for treason, because that's what it was. You are selling weapons to a direct enemy of the United States to finance an operation that's explicitly prohibited by Congress. I mean, it doesn't get more treason than that. The guy got not even a slap on the wrist, ended up being a political commentator on Fox News, and even was made, wasn't he president of the NRA for a while?
Yes, I believe so.
Yeah, so I mean, it's like, what the hell? But again, that also tells you how ridiculous the opposition is, how basically there is no opposition. And don't get me wrong, in any given election where there's a chance for a Republican to be elected, I would urge anybody to vote for the shittiest Democrat there is instead of the Republican candidate, just because across the board, the Republican Party has been such a disaster. But it's not because I think the Democratic Party presents anything remotely good, I just feel that, okay, sure, given the alternatives, I'll take these, but not because the Democratic Party is utter and complete shit.
Yes. Well, I mean, the problem is that they're also in the pockets of these people.
Absolutely. That's why
I mean, the government of the United States serves corporate interests and always has.
100%. That's why when people talk about, oh, the left, and somehow they make it sound like the Democrats are the left, I'm like, what are you talking about? The Democrats are like a center-right party that takes order from their corporate masters. What are we? There is no left. There's no such thing in the halls of power in US.
Didn't I tell you that my aunt was married to a man, was very rich, right? And
Yep.
I mean rich,
Yeah.
way richer than I imagined. I mean, I knew he was rich, but my mom had a open heart surgery, right?
Yep.
I went to the hospital and the doors opened and his painting was on the wall. It was like, thank you for building this wing of the hospital. You know what I mean? And I was like, whoa, this guy's way fucking richer than I imagined. But on his coffee table, there was a book. And then you open this book, and there were letters from the presidents of the United States, like, "Thank you very much for your generous contribution, George H.W. Bush. Thank you for your generous constitution, Bill Clinton. Thank you for your generous contribution, George W. Bush." And you're like, these guys, they just give money to both.
Absolutely.
And then whoever gets in, they go, "Hey, remember I gave you that money?"
Absolutely. They owe you a favor, so you buy everybody. No, I mean, that's the problem. It's like it's a system where there are, the alternatives are iffy at best. It's not like exactly if you give me Newsom as president, I'm gonna think that's a good deal, or somehow it's gonna lead to the country in a good direction. I just think, is it gonna be less disastrous than Donald Trump? Yeah, 100%. Is it gonna be good? Nah, not even close.
Well, that's why they killed insurgentists like Bernie.
Yeah.
Oh, Bernie, it sounds good, up until like, oh man, he might win. And like, we better fucking do something about this. They stabbed him right in the back.
Yeah. No, it's not completely nuts.
And that's what gave us Donald Trump.
Oh, for sure, 100%. Because I mean, at that point, if you have to take drinking Diet Coke is still shit for you. So people are like, I might as well drink the real thing. So don't give me a lukewarm fascist. Give me a real fascist at that point, fascist and proud to be, not like hesitant fascist. So it's, which of course, when you look at it from material point of view, hesitant fascist is still better than proud fascist, because at least it does a little less damage. But you're not talking about substantially different things. You're talking about degrees of difference.
Yes. What do you think's going to happen? Like this is the part that I don't understand. Right? You would think that now that they're doing all this overtly racist shit, and all this, the gas is up, the debt is up, everything is bad. You would think that some of these regular, if you want to call themselves regular, people that call themselves regular Republicans would be like, this is too much for me.
Yeah.
I like, and now it's actually hurting me. Yeah. There's a page. This tells you it's a mental illness. There's a page that I found on Facebook. It's called Ohio Politics, right? And all they do on there, right, is complain about the policies of the state of Ohio. But you look at the state of Ohio. They've had a trifecta government, Republican control all across the board since the 1990s.
Jesus.
And you're sitting here complaining about these policies, but yet you just keep voting for these people over and over and over and over again. And you're like, and you expect that your little words are gonna fucking change their, you know what I mean? Like they I don't even think that they see.
Of course.
It's like, dude, you voted for this. These people made these policies. If you hate these policies, vote them out. But no, they can't do that because if the trans person might use the wrong bathroom.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's
play sports, or they're like, dude, what in the fuck?
We are talking about how easy it is to manipulate Trump, but how easy it is to manipulate the average person, is it's so easy. It's so easy. You just give them somebody to hate, tell them that somebody else is the problem, and they will forget they are robbing them blind, and they'll gladly vote for policies that fuck them over first and foremost, and they will never connect the dots. So I mean, it's like it's not a complicated thing to manipulate the American public. That's why when people are like, "Oh, politicians are shit," it's if only the people ruled. I'm like, the people are just as bad as the politicians.
Right.
The average person. I don't feel any better about the average person than I feel about Donald Trump.
Well, I think that's what happened in the French Revolution.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Well, I
totally.
mean, you saw what happened.
Yep,
Like
yep.
they had a noble idea, like let's get rid of the
Sure.
king or whatever, and then they did, and then what happened? The whole thing fell to shit. Because why? Because the average people are fucking dumb as fuck, and it
That's
got out of control,
that's
and
the unfortunate reality.
it's like, oh, put the people in charge. Oh, wait, get the king back.
I know,
That's
I know.
literally what they did.
Yes,
Then they're like, well, maybe not a king, but a dictator. We'll go with Napoleon and we'll give him king like powers,
yeah,
but not call him a king. It's like,
I know, man. I know. It's embarrassing. It seriously is.
I remember what you told me when I said I wanted to leave here. You were like, yeah, well, they're fucking stupid everywhere.
They are, and again, of course, is that's the sometimes that's the problem when guys are like, the Democrats suck, so we might as well have Trump. And it's like, no, there are degrees. Once we establish that we are not talking about radically different things, degrees still matter. Degrees of if awful to the 6th degree or awful to the 20th degree, well, that makes a difference. Neither is good, but the impact is different. And so it's yeah, you're not gonna find anywhere that's great, but the if you can make it improve by 20%, that's a big win. That's the
Well,
so,
it's disappointing because you're like, for me, I'm like, I don't want to live around these racist shitbags anymore,
yeah, of
But
course,
then
of
I look
course.
at what's happening in Europe and all that shit. You're like,
Oh yeah,
dude, the racist shitbags are everywhere.
yeah. Yep,
There's
absolutely.
nowhere to escape.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
If you go to another country, they'd be like, "Oh, you fucking gringo bastard!"
Absolutely,
It's
absolutely.
like, you just
No,
where's
I
the
mean, you're
place where
always
anyone can go and just fucking chill? Like,
you're always looking for exceptions. You're always looking for, because in just about every country you're gonna find really cool people, but the average is gonna suck. That, and again, some averages are better than others. Like a friend of mine is Japanese, and he spent half of his time in Japan and half in Thailand, and he loves it. He said Japan, he loves it because he's Japanese. He said probably wouldn't be so good as a foreigner, but he said Thailand, he has a blast. Now he probably has a overly positive view of the whole thing, and it's not to say that there aren't major issues in places like Thailand, because there really are major issues. But he said on average it doesn't feel as shitty. And of course, some of it is subjective, about things that bother one person more versus another. But yeah, I mean, of course, there are differences in degree, and of course, no, nowhere is great across the board.
it's fucking sad.
Yeah,
It's like, what
indeed.
did George Carlin say? Like, imagine how stupid the average person is, and realize most of them are fucking dumber than that.
I I know. Quite impressive, really.
Yeah, it's like,
Takes work, but we can do it.
I've always
By
kind
the
of
way,
felt envious of those people.
I sent you a WeTransfer with all the Patreon episode, the bonus episodes of History on Fire. So when you have a chance, try to, because WeTransfer lasts 3 days or something. So try to download those. There are some good stories in there.
Thank you, my friend. I
Of
appreciate it.
course.
You gonna get out of here?
Yeah, I'm gonna go back to speaking of which, I'll tell you one that I'm working on right now, because it's a cool story, because it's in a way is related to some of the stuff we're talking about, because it's about It's a bunch of tales, 4 different stories that I'm doing, where each one is the story of a uber powerful politician, world conqueror on one side, and on the other side is somebody who's either like guy like Diogenes in ancient Greece, who was essentially this homeless philosopher, or you have like the ascetic in the mountain, or the Taoist master, or essentially people who don't operate within the same value system. And it's funny because in all of these interactions, you have the guys who are outside of the value system who seem to just, they essentially are, some more politely than others, but they are all essentially telling the guys in this uber powerful position, like, you're a dog chasing its tail. You are an addict who's constantly going to need more, 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 and you're never going to get it. And the funny thing is that these guys in position of power, there's a moment there where they realize it. They feel it. They have oh shit, you know what? I see your point. But they are too deep in the game to change course.
Right.
So while they pat not only they don't chop their head off, which is miraculous, because you think when they say something that could be perceived as insulting to this uber powerful figure, they are not people who are used to be talked like that. Not only do they not chop their head off, but they actually feel like they admire them. They pat them on the back and they admire them. And then they go back to doing whatever they were doing, because they are too deep, even though they are, understand that on some level these guys are right, they can't quite change course because it's become part of who they are. It's their nature. They are built to keep grinding and